Hello everyone, welcome back to Teacup Tarot. My name is Reya, and first of all I want to take the opportunity to wish each and every person a very happy Guru Purnima. It is a day dedicated to teachers, and it is a day dedicated especially to spiritual teachers. So keeping that in mind, we have our video today, okay? So basically, whether you have a guru or you don't have a guru, these are messages from your spiritual guru for you, or for certain people who consider Sai Baba as their guru, you will find messages from him as well. Yeah, I'll give you some time when it comes to selecting your pile, and after that we start with pile 1. Hello, and if you've selected pile 1, these are your messages from your spiritual guru, okay? Now, first of all, your guru is telling you that you have to learn from experiences, but learn from the great experiences of spiritual masters is a message for you. And once again, for me, this is always my Jesus card. So once again, how can you learn about Jesus? You can learn from the Bible, and you can learn about other resources from him. Similar when it comes to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, you can learn through once again the Quran or other books about him. Or when it comes to Indian spiritual masters as well, you can learn from so many beautiful books that are out there in the market, okay? So that is the way that you have to learn. And especially if your spiritual master has written a book, then maybe reading that every single day may be a good practice to take up for you to become a wiser being in this lifetime. Now, your spiritual guru is also here to tell you that please make sure in everything you do, you focus on truth. And remember this, the truth is the highest truth. So always keep your eye on God. Keep your eye always on the eternal truth and go in the journey towards finding it. See, God is easy to find, but the path to reaching God sometimes is, twisted and turning. So please make sure you're making sure that you pay attention to the path and you keep your eyes on the prize at every single moment. Yeah. Once again, your spiritual master is here to tell you that the most important thing for you is to believe. First of all, believe in him, believe in what he's teaching you, and then to make sure that you walk on that path. See, when it comes to a spiritual life, the biggest thing is belief. And especially in a relationship between a, master and a student, unless you have complete faith in that person, unless you believe in what he's trying to teach you, you're not going to get results, okay? So if you already have any kind of spiritual advice from a teacher, follow that beautifully and believe that whatever way he's guiding you is the best. So once again, if you believe in these messages, then he's already told you, learn from great spiritual masters. Once again, focus on the truth, okay? You have to believe somewhere, because it is only faith that can take us to the highest reality of God. Now, your spiritual guru is also here to tell you that as you start to believe, as you start to walk on the path that is put forth by your spiritual master, you will understand that things progress as if by magic. See, the reason why certain spiritual practices are given to us is because they are right for us looking at a spiritual disposition. So it's almost like, going to a doctor of the spirit or the soul and getting a prescription from him. So that is how these people work, okay? And if you have a prescription, or if you believe in him, once again, things will magically change and magically improve when it comes to your life. Now, your spiritual guru is also here to tell you that it is important for you to remove the masks. See, what happens is when we are walking towards the ultimate reality, or even in our everyday life, what happens is we pick up some falsehoods, we pick up some false beliefs about ourselves, and we wear a mask because sometimes we are afraid of being who we are. Or in fact, if we have certain spiritual practices that may not agree with the people that we live with, the people who are friends with, then we sort of hide that, okay? See, hiding spiritual practices is great, but if it causes you to change your personality, or present yourself in a way that is not right, then that is wrong as well. So if you're behind a mask, it's important for you to not wear a mask and be who you truly are as an individual, okay? So remember, you are a child of God, and just by being a child of God, you have the power to walk a path that is the path of truth. The highest reality is what is coming forth. Now, your spiritual master is also here to tell you that especially the place where you pray, and especially the area that you store your spiritual books, you have to make sure that you keep it clean. See, especially I'll tell you this, if you're meditating in a specific spot, if you're chanting in a specific spot, then it is an energy field. And if you're not dusting it every day, if you're not making sure that your kids clean every day, then it will affect your spiritual practice a great deal. Okay, so please make sure, especially the place where you speaking your spiritual practice a priority, you keep it clean. And remember this, now the way your spiritual master is guiding you, if you're walking on the spiritual path, you're opening up the akashic field, and your forward movement will be very, very clear for you. See, once the akashic field is open, it's almost like you have this free pass towards the secret of the universe. Okay, so please make sure then you're paying attention to the teachings that you have been given by your guru. And remember this, the most important thing to understand in the path of spirituality is complete surrender to the path. Two things: complete surrender to the highest truth, which is the path of God, and the second is complete surrender to the guru that you believe in, or the spiritual master that you're affiliated with. Okay, surrender is the most important thing when it comes to your life. Now, your spiritual master or your guru is here to tell you that right now when it comes to your life, you're moving towards your own freedom. And sometimes what happens is we sort of give the key to our freedom to somebody else. Sometimes we give it to a family member, sometimes we give it to our loved ones, sometimes we give it to absolute strangers. So then it is important to always make sure that the key to your freedom always lies with you. And what is freedom? Freedom is happiness. Freedom is peace of mind. Okay, so don't let anybody affect you in certain ways that it robs you of your freedom, is what your spiritual master is here to tell you. And the most important focus in your life has to be on your heart. Okay, now once again, the possibility that when you're chanting, pay attention to the heart is also there, or if you're doing any spiritual practices, you take care of the heart chakra. And once again, when it comes to heart chakra, the heart is the center of our emotions. So then it is important for you not to hold any kind of resentments or grudges towards somebody, to make sure that your heart is purified, to make sure you're not holding on to ego and not being like, I'm the best, there is no one better than me. Your purification of the heart is most important when it comes to you on the path towards reaching the highest truth. So heart chakra has to be a key element when it comes to you. Now, your spiritual master or your guru is also here to tell you that don't be trapped in the illusion of Maya. See, it is important for you to earn money, because without money these days nothing can happen. And honestly, when we have problems related to money, we cannot even think about a spiritual life. But money is meant to serve a purpose. Money is important so that you can have a good shelter over your head, you can have electricity, you can have good food, you can have good clothing to take care of your basic needs. But when you allow yourself to be trapped in that material realm, where you're spending items on luxury, where you're accumulating things after things, like your closet is full of clothes you don't even want, you don't even need, then that is being trapped in the field of Maya. Remember, make sure you enjoy money beautifully, but don't get trapped in it. Don't make your existence about money, is a very, very important message that your spiritual master has in store for you. Now, of course, as always, I'm going to be giving you messages from Baba. And if you don't believe that Baba is your spiritual master, you may continue to believe that these messages are from the spiritual master that you believe in. Now, spiritual teacher, that's beautiful for you, Palwan, because what is coming through, sometimes what happens is our spiritual teachers help us to make sure that the obstacles in our path get clearer. See, what happens is sometimes when we go to a god, we go to an ascended master, we are like, please, can you fulfill this want of mine? And once this want is fulfilled, we are like, okay, we go back to our regular life. But what is happening is your spiritual teacher, your spiritual master is telling you, they give you what you want so that you move beyond that and go to the extent of then wanting what your teacher wants to give you or your spiritual master wants to give you. So once again, the message is that of surrender. The most important thing that you can do when you have a spiritual master or a teacher in your life is surrender. And when you surrender your wants, when you surrender what you feel is right for you, that is the ultimate form of surrender. Because let me tell you this, your spiritual master is like, living God on planet Earth, and they will always want what is best for you. Yeah, so please make sure you get what you want. Of course, you have your hopes and have your dreams, but surrender in some capacity to your spiritual master. And if you do that, you will actually see that miracles take place in your life. The things that you did not even feel were possible for you, or in fact, especially because you have the message of Akashic realm, like travel, astral traveler, that may also be possible for you, or certain things that you did not even believe were possible for your life may actually happen. Okay, so again, these miracles are going to be happening in affiliation with your spiritual master, because these are messages from him. Yes, that is exactly what we were talking about. Remember, don't let ego become a barrier when it comes to your spiritual path. Once again, your heart chakra needs your attention. So, if you're carrying any resentment about anybody, if you're carrying any hatred about anybody, if you're like looking at somebody and being like, oh, I am all high and mighty, I'm better than others, then that is actually not your real self, that is your ego talking. And you have to make sure that in your spiritual path, you're working on your ego, because otherwise, what will happen is, even though your ascended master, or even if your spiritual teacher or your guru wants to help you, there'll be an obstacle in your path. See, remember this, the spiritual work is something you have to do. Your guru can give you guidance. If you come across any little things, they can help you get there. But the difficult part, like mastering the ego or the purification process, is something that you have to take care on an individual level, because it is your journey towards the divine. They've already accomplished their journey towards the divine. Okay, so please make sure you're letting go of ego. And last one, yes, absolutely. Look within. See, the core message for you is once again that of the heart. So, God, the concept of God, the concept of truth is nowhere external to you. God resides within. The only thing is, because of our negative beliefs, because of our ego, because of certain negative things that we are all have a part of us, it sort of creates barriers between us and the highest truth or the highest God. Now your job is to remove that barriers from you and your God, and to finally reach that divinity within you. Okay, and for that you have to make sure that your purification is complete, and you're making sure that you're making dedicated time towards it as well. And last one, yes, your spiritual teacher is also telling you that he grants your wishes. Anything you ask of him, he will grant you in his infinite compassion. So please make sure you connect with them. Okay, once again, when it comes to spiritual masters, I won't exactly tell you that pray to them, especially because they are living, because then that is a different level communication. But either way, talk to them. Make sure that you have like an open communication with them, even if it is at the level of the mind. Because if your guru or if your master is like an enlightened being or a very advanced level being, they can hear your thoughts. And that should make you feel so much better, because once they hear your thoughts, they know what is happening when it comes to your life. But overall, these are the messages that you need to receive from your spiritual guru, your teacher, or ascended master, depending on what you believe in. And as I wrap this up, I want to pray to my master to make sure that he blesses you when it comes to your spiritual path and makes it easy for you to reach the highest truth. I'll leave you here with nothing but my prayers, and see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 2, these are the messages that you need to receive when it comes to your spiritual master. Okay, now once again, for you, the message is, your spiritual master is telling you, or your guru is telling you, that for you it is important for you to choose a path. So the possibility that you believe in multiple gurus, or you believe in multiple spiritual paths, is there. So then they are telling you, make a choice. See, if you walk one spiritual path, or if you believe in one deity, your journey will be so much more easier. See, it's very simple. If you want to go from New York to China, if you go in a straight direction, your path will be easy. But if you decide like, okay, I'm going to go to Australia first, then I'm going to go to, Saudi Arabia, and then I'm going to be going to a different country, and then finally going to China, your path is going to be so much more, longer for you. So then it is important for you to choose one path, and that one path will then lead you home. Yeah, so it's time for you to make a choice, is a strong message from your spiritual master. Now, your spiritual master, your guru, is here to tell you that when it comes to happiness, you have to find happiness within yourself. So if you're looking for happiness everywhere outside you but within, you're going to be very, very disappointed. Sometimes what happens is, we look for our joys in other people, we make our home in other people, and then we give them this right to make us homeless, or they give we give them the right to, hurt us in certain ways. So when it comes to your happiness, it only lies within you. So you have to make sure every single day that you do something to make you happy, so that when you're happy, you're independently happy, then you can just spread happiness to the world. Yeah, that's important. And then whatever you get from other people is just bonus. Yeah, once again, when it comes to your life, your truth is what you believe in. So once again, what is important for you is to do a little bit of reflection, because I feel like when it comes to your spiritual life, there is a little bit of lack of clarity for you, or you feel like, oh, I'm really drawn to the teachings of this spiritual master, oh, but I'm really drawn to the teachings of this spiritual master too. Please make a choice. Take some time. It doesn't have to be like, you get this message today, you have to make a choice today. No. Look at what version of truth is more appropriate for you, or look at which spiritual master is more to, your affinity. So once you look at that, once you reflect, then the clarity will come to you. Is the message coming through? Now, once again, you have to make sure that when it comes to your spiritual life, when it comes to your spiritual practice, you do this on your own. See, there are two kind of practices when it comes to your spiritual life. One is something that you have to do with community. So with community, it can be something like japa, because when you do japa with a community, it is highlighted. And then maybe when you're on your own, you can do meditation or any other spiritual practice. Okay, this is just an example. But when it comes to certain aspect of your spiritual life, you have to make sure that you do it on your own, because your soul needs to grow in a specific direction, and that direction is only something that you can take when you know which one it is for you. Yeah, so please make sure at every given time you find time for solitude, and remember, always ask yourself, what does my soul need today? And maybe, customize your spiritual approach a little bit, or customize your spiritual practices a little bit according to your own energy levels, or according to what you feel like you need at that point of time. I'm not telling you follow multiple deities. That is not my message. I'm telling you, pick a path, and then, I want to do meditation today, you do meditation. I want to do chanting today, you do chanting. Okay, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. But remember this, your spiritual master is also here to tell you that when it comes to pursuing spiritual life, you have to be courageous. Because spiritual life, let me tell you, is not for the faint-hearted. It takes perseverance. It takes going through difficulties sometimes. And sometimes, like waking up in the morning for meditations becomes so tough. Or, even chanting is like, you feel like, I really don't want to do this today. So once again, it is not something for people who are like going to do it today and leave it for the next 10 days. Spiritual practices are for the brave. So if you're courageous, walk this path, is what your spiritual guru is here to tell you. And interestingly, it will be beneficial for you if you make an altar, or if you assign a specific space to carry out your spiritual activities like meditation, japa, everything. Because what will happen is you will sort of accumulate all of your spiritual energy in that one place, and that spot will be charged. It will be energized. So what will happen, all the blessings that are supposed to be coming, it will be in that spot, and that will benefit you in terms of your spiritual practices. See what happens, when we sit in one place, automatically our attention span increases, and when we keep changing focus, your attention span or attention limit goes here and there. So please make sure you make an altar or sit in one spot every day when it comes to your practices. Now, the possibility that the spiritual master that you believe in, or the spiritual temple, mosque, church that you believe in, may be at a slight distance from you. But remember, distance doesn't separate anything. It is just about your faith. If you have faith, your spiritual master is with you as close to a heartbeat. Okay, but once again, sometimes for a couple of you, that journey will be important, and sometimes this can even be in a different country. Okay, so maybe the spiritual path that you follow is followed in a specific country, or maybe the spiritual place that you believe in is in a specific country as well. Yeah, but travel for spiritual practices is something that I absolutely see for you. Now, remember something, the most important thing for you to understand is, if you feel like there are parts of you that are not great, don't beat yourself all the time. See, sometimes we get angry, sometimes we have negative qualities, sometimes we have ego. But if you beat yourself up about it every day, if you're holding resentment, you're beating yourself up about it, that is not going to help you. Instead, consciously realize that it is a part of you and work towards it every single day. So don't always go and look out at your faults, because that's a very negative headspace to go in. Yeah, so please make sure sort of working on it and focusing on looking at yourself as who you truly are, and a beautiful soul at that. See, even if you are like this person who's made the biggest amount of mistakes in your life, when you approach God will still see the possibility of goodness in you. That is something that you have to remember. And remember this, for you and in your life, peace will always begin inside you. If you're peaceful within, your external environment will always be peaceful, no matter what somebody else contributes to it. See, sometimes what happens is there is one person in the house who's extremely peaceful, and then people just disrupt their peace. But if that person is strong enough to know that nothing can disturb them and they're going to be peaceful all the time, if they have that mental kind of strength, trust me, nothing can shake people, okay? And which is why you're being told the path that you should be walking on requires courage. Peace requires courage, okay? So you're being told to be a little bit more courageous, and once again release this negative energy or negative thought process that you're carrying on about yourself. And remember this, dedication to one path or a deity is supremely important for you, because once again you have the message of Goddess Parvati. And remember this, when it comes to Goddess Parvati, in her first birth she was born as Goddess Sati. She was devoted to Lord Shiva. She was married to Lord Shiva, and even though she did not live very long, she was birthed again in the form of Parvati, and once again she was dedicated to Lord Shiva. This is the kind of dedication you should have to one power or one guru, because like I mentioned, once you decide on the path ahead will become so much more easier for you, and it'll be a very easy and a kind process when it comes to you as well. Remember, the most important thing for you is to find stillness within. So if you're looking for stillness in another person, if you're hoping like, oh, this person will improve and then I'll have my peace of mind, so you'll always keep waiting for the stillness. Stillness starts from within. When you are still, when your mind is stable, nothing can take away that stillness from you. I will promise you that. Now once again, I'll give you a couple of more messages. And for those people who believe that Sai Baba is their spiritual master, their spiritual guru, once again, these are messages from him. And if you have another spiritual guru that you believe in, you can of course take these as messages from him. Oh wow, the grace of the guru is on you. So let me tell you this, whether you know this or you don't know this, there is a guru when it comes to your life, and his grace is continuously pouring when it comes to your life, okay? And then the message for you is, since the grace is already upon you, you have to make sure that you use it well, that you use it for the benefit of yourself and the benefit of mankind at that. So make use of that grace beautifully. Okay, now interestingly, your spiritual master, your guru or Sai Baba in your case, is also helping you with your career, which is a very special message, because if you're struggling with your career, or if you feel like things are not going as you want them to or as it should be, then you're going to be getting help in that area. What a nice message to get. Okay, now one thing that you have to understand is, never ever doubt the power of Baba, or never ever doubt the power of your spiritual teacher, because a spiritual teacher is almost like God for us on planet Earth, and when you doubt them, you're basically not going in the right direction. So always make sure you have complete faith in the teachings of your guru and you follow them without any questions. Very important. Of course, that is if you have like an enlightened master as your spiritual teacher. And once again, you have to understand that when it comes to certain people, they wear masks, okay? So when you meet a person and you're like, oh, this person is so wise, I really love what they teach, then you have to understand that sometimes people say what they feel like you want to hear. So which is why I always mention that when it comes to a guru, it is always better to find somebody who's enlightened, and not somebody who's like learned 10 things about spirituality and who's claiming to be a spiritual master. That is not how it works, okay? See, when a person is enlightened, that person can take you towards your own enlightenment or towards an awakening process, okay? So please recognize that, because what happens is maybe you trust just about everybody, and which is not right when it comes to you. Yeah, just take care. And most importantly, your spiritual master is here to tell you that beware of your karma. Your karma is from the people in your life, so please make sure you treat them equally. Even if somebody is not being nice to you, you be the better person, and just make sure that you're respectful and you're focusing on positive karma yourself. So treat people equally, be kind, and make sure that whatever you do, you keep in mind that you have to make your guru proud. So in every action that you're doing, everything that you're getting out of your mouth, you have to ask yourself, if I say this, will my guru be proud of me? If I take part in this action, will my guru be proud of me? That is the short way to make sure that you stay away from negative karma and always walk towards the truth. Yeah, but overall, these are the messages that you need to receive from your guru, from your spiritual master or an ascended master, if you feel like right now you don't have a guru. Yeah, but overall, I'll leave you here with nothing but my best wishes. I'll see you in my next one. Bye. Hello, and if you've selected pile 3, these are the messages that you need to receive when it comes to your spiritual master, your guru. Now, your guru is here to tell you that you need to make sure that you make learning a priority. That you continuously go through books, you continuously go through religious books to make sure that you're building up on your knowledge. And I'm specifically getting a message about religious books, okay? So this can be, the Gita, this can be the Bible, this can be the Quran. So these books are something that you should be reading. Of course, these can be the Upanishads or the Vedas as well. So please make sure you're reading them, you're gaining knowledge from them so that you become wiser. Okay, because all the knowledge that you're going to be getting from these books is the message when it comes to you. And the most important thing is to make sure that when it comes to your life, you're open to receiving guidance when it comes to your spiritual master. Because sometimes what happens is, if you are like, going into a situation and you're like, I already know everything, you will be the biggest loser in this situation. See, because understand, when it comes to a guru, you should always go to them as an empty cup so that with their knowledge, they'll be able to fill you up. No matter even if you're the greatest amount of teacher of any kind of spiritual literature, you still have to approach your spiritual teacher as if you are nothing. Yeah, go with the beginner's mind and listen to what they have to say so that you will benefit the greatest amount from them. Yeah. And once again, your spiritual master is here to tell you that even though you're very wise, even though you may already have a lot of knowledge when it comes to the world, when it comes to the spiritual world, there is still a lot that you need to know. So your job right now is to just grow every single day. Grow under their guidance, grow under whatever they are trying to teach you. And the way your teacher teaches you is through your life. But once again, there is a lot of more potential for you to learn. Don't become a know-it-all is a clear message from them. Please make sure when it comes to your self-belief or your self-worth, you're very sure of yourself, okay? Please don't sabotage things for yourself, or don't be like, I'll never be able to, become wiser, or I'll never be able to succeed on the spiritual path, or don't get tired of the spiritual process. See, a spiritual process is not something that you take up in one day or in a year. It's a lifelong process, okay? And don't be like, I can't do this is very difficult. Don't do that, okay? So stop this self-sabotage when it comes to you, and know that you're growing, you're going to grow every single day, and there will be a point where you will emerge as a winner. Yeah, so that's something that you need to know when it comes to your life. Now, your spiritual master is also here to tell you that when it comes to your life, don't focus on what you don't have. Now, this again goes both for your material life and for your spiritual life as well. Don't be like, oh, I don't have this information, I don't have this amount of money, I don't have that particular car, I don't have this particular lifestyle. Don't focus on lack. Focus on what you already have. Focus on the blessings that God has poured on you so that more blessings come in your direction. Okay, so because of that little sense of lack and a little bit of self-sabotage, maybe you're doing yourself some disservice. Now, one thing that you have to understand is belief in astrology is great, belief in the stars is great, but in the end, the biggest amount of belief that you should have should be on your creator. See, I always tell you, when it comes to tarot, you should use it as something that is a guideline for you. You should never truly depend on it 100%, because if you believe in the power of prayer, and if you're consistent in your relationship with God, even the things that are written in your fate, even the things that are written in your horoscope can be altered. See, what are stars for somebody who's created the galaxy? Okay, so that is the amount of faith that you should be having in the creator, that no matter what, my destiny can alter. Even if things are really at odds for me, I will get what I want. So the greatest amount of your belief system has to be on God and not on your horoscope. Remember this. When it comes to your spiritual life, I feel like there is going to be some change for you. Like maybe you're going to be changing course, or you may feel like, oh, I want to start doing this. I want to pick up this practice along with other things, or I want to specifically go in this direction. But I feel like you're going in a new direction, and for which you should be confidently setting sails. Okay, and if you already have like a day-to-day guidance from your spiritual master, then that would be great. But you should have a target. Okay, you have to be target oriented when it comes to your life. One thing that you have to always remember is, no matter what, give. Generosity has to be the biggest quality when it comes to you, because what happens is, when we donate money, when we donate clothes, when we donate even our affection, when we donate our hours, we get a lot in return. And sometimes the negative karma that we've done, because knowingly or unknowingly we all engage in negative karma, that will be reduced, and automatically spiritual blessings come in our life. See, once again, if there's somebody at your home and they are really ill, in their name you should give out some money as charity, and you'll see automatically there is a progress in their health. So any difficulty, give charity. Or even when there is no difficulty, give charity, because charity is like the best thing in the entire world. Your generous heart is what is going to help you a great deal when it comes to your life. Now remember this. When it comes to certain areas of your life, if you're holding on to guilt, then guilt is something you shouldn't really hold on, because remember, everything happens for a reason. If you behaved in a way at a particular time, it was probably because you were meant to do that, or because your part in another's life was like not really important at this point of time. So don't hold any kind of guilt, because guilt will not help you in your spiritual process. Forgive yourself. Once again, self-sabotage at its best. Forgive yourself and emerge stronger once again, and grow as a soul every single day. So please, self-forgiveness may be important for you. Now please make sure, if you are sort of eating food that goes into the category of tamas, you take care of it. If you just put the word tamas, TAMAS, on Google and look for all the food, you'll get an entire food list, because tamasic food is not good when it comes to your spiritual life. See, tamasic food makes you lazy. And once you're lazy, you're absolutely not going to be waking up early morning. You're absolutely not going to be having this kind of energy for meditation or for chanting. And automatically you'll realize, when you let go of tamasic food, you are charged up, you're really full of energy, and you're able to really practice your spiritual practices beautifully. So take care of your food habits, and as much as you can reduce your tamasic food is an important message coming for you. And remember this, your spiritual teacher is also here to tell you that whatever wisdom you need, whatever messages you need, you are going to be receiving them. See, messages you may sometimes receive through your own intuition, especially if you are into meditative practices, or even when you're chanting. These messages sort of find you during these times the most. Or it may be through a person, another knowledgeable person. Okay, that may happen, but you will receive the messages that are meant for you. When you need guidance, you will get the guidance. That is a clear message from your spiritual guru or your master, because you're prepared in certain ways. Even if sometimes you may be growing as an individual, you may be growing as a soul, but time and again, when you need advice, that advice will show up for you. And of course, these you can take as messages from Baba, or you can continue taking them as messages from your spiritual master or guru. Now, remember this, you are protected. So they are protecting you, they're protecting your family, and they're telling you, please remember, there is nothing you have to fear. When they are protecting you, it's like God's protection in your life. So don't be afraid of anything. And yes, that's exactly what I was telling you. Telepathy, revelation. Of course, your spiritual guru is here to tell you that they communicate with you anytime. They communicate with you through multiple things. You have to look out for signs. And that's a beautiful message. I like it when, messages repeat themselves, because that's like double clarification. And solutions. So remember, if you're going through any kind of difficulty in your life right now, remember you have a very benevolent guru who's helping you all the time, who's assisting you in the process, and will continue to do that. And the solution to your problem is very close at hand. So don't give up, the solution will show up. Okay, and they're also here to tell you that if there is anybody out here who's worried about money, future money, where money is going to be coming from, or is money going to be enough? Money is going to be enough. Don't worry about money, because in the end, money is something that is divinely placed when it comes to your life. Yeah, but you're going to be blessed with abundance. But remember this, your spiritual master, your guru is telling you that you have to work hard. And specifically, since this is a message when it comes to your spiritual guru, working hard in your spiritual life is something that you have to make sure that you do. And when you're setting course for something, when you're deciding you're going to be doing something, don't leave it halfway. Continue doing that, persevere, do the hard work, and you will emerge the winner in terms of your spiritual life as well. Most importantly, you have to have a beginner's mind, Baldri, every single day, no matter how wise you become, because when it comes to our spiritual teachers, when it comes to our gurus, they will always know better than us, okay, or at least the level that you are in, they know better. Okay, so overall, these are the messages that you need to receive when it comes to your spiritual guru. And as I wrap this up, I'll leave you with nothing but my best wishes and lots of love. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.